truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces to stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
There I am. Hi guys. Hello. How you guys doing today? I am going to go ahead on and because I got a lot of footage for the hearing for today. A Sylvia academic was on his live earlier reading your coverage of Little Baby. Thank you. On Twitter page. Yeah, I'm on Twitter page. I'm late. I've been sick. I hope you feel better, Nikki. Listen, guys, today was pretty interesting in court. Okay, what I do have, I'm not gonna put all the video footage out yet because there are some things that happen and I gotta scrub it. But I'm gonna put one video up with Attorney Tevis, but I'm gonna put the audio out for you guys. I'm gonna play the audio so you guys can hear when she talks about Little Baby putting a hit on somebody. I mean, she didn't say hit, they said put a ticket on somebody's head, and she's gonna explain what that is. But let me go ahead on and show you guys because people don't believe I was in the courtroom. They don't believe certain things. So I'm just gonna show that part and then I'm going to play the audio. I was in there for about 3 hours. I was there for about 3 hours and they played the wiretap. So we're going to listen to the wiretap and we're going to listen to some of the things that she said. And then you're going to hear where Attorney Tevis they were going back and forth. It was a heated argument type of thing. And the judge had to step in and say something. So it was kind of boring, but then it wasn't boring because some of the stuff that she was saying. So I'm going to go ahead on and play the footage for a second. And then just to show you guys that I do have actual footage. But I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Duncan for the thumbnail. I had to make a joke on that one. Mr. Duncan, thank you for the thumbnail. The thumbnail right here. All right. Let me go ahead and get the clipping for you for the video. Hold on a second. Oh crap. I gotta show you which one. Hold on a second. Let me figure out. I haven't figured out which one to show you yet. I gotta scrub it, y'all. I gotta scrub. Okay, Attorney Tevis. Okay, we're gonna play this one. Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tevis.
Hold on a second. Let me put my watermark and put my watermark up. Hold on, y'all. All right, we gotta put the watermark up. Y'all know Mr. Duncan didn't do no didn't do y'all know he didn't do a stream. All right, this is Mr. Tevis is up, and then I'm gonna play the audio for you guys. Okay. All right, here we go.
I will maybe go in reverse order while it's fresh. Pull that slide up there for me. Sure. I want to talk about this slide that you put together that's titled Ali Lee Caldwell. This one, or if you have the same copies.
I don't have a copy in front of me.
And I don't have the PowerPoint yet, so I'm sorry, but you're familiar with it.
Yes.
I can actually hand you my copy. May I approach, Ron?
Yes.
So we get that up.
Sure.
Sure. What in those photos did you say indicated to you that Mr. Caldwell was an OMF gang member?
Well, these photos just demonstrate that you can see his relationship with the high.
Now she is saying the photos are basically saying that they're in a relationship, and so he is an associate of that OMF gang. So she's trying to place them as part of the gang. And listen to her explanation, and when he goes in at her, and y'all gonna hear it.
High-ranking members of the gang, including Lance Royster and Keontae Sanders. And you'll also see Trevante Turner featured in several of these photos, who's also a higher-ranking member of the gang. But the social media photos are not my only basis for that.
Okay. You said that when Mr. Sprinkle asked you, you said he was in the photos with some high-ranking members.
Correct.
Right? And you said that you were not aware of any gang tattoos on him.
I have not reviewed his tattoos yet.
Okay. To show you're not aware of any gang tattoos
Correct.
that he has. And you said there were, quote, no other factors to conclude that he's in a gang aside from what you heard on the wiretap and in those photos. Is that correct?
Right, with the leader of the gang confirming that he's a member of the gang, that's one of our factors that we use through our criteria.
And who's we? AD?
The Atlanta Police Department, yes.
Okay. And are there statutory provisions that say somebody's in a gang, or you guys just get to decide that?
No, there's statutory provisions, 3 or more, organization, association, or group associated, in fact, whether formal or informal, with common identifiers, signs, symbols, graffiti, tattoos, things of that nature.
Okay. And you would agree with me, no tattoos that you've
That I've seen, yes.
Nothing in there for graffiti,
No,
right? He's not flagging or making any kind of hand signs.
no.
And you said previously, no other factors but for that association and the wiretap conversation.
And our association, or his association with other members of OMF. Not everybody can take pictures like these. And like I said, there was an instance where him and Mr. Sanders had to confront a member of the gang for conduct unbecoming to the gang, and they were the two that did it.
Okay, but you're making distinctions between associates and members. You said that Mr. Caldwell is a member, but you have no evidence of membership that you've testified about today.
The evidence of membership that we use as our SOP for our criteria, and this is he's a member of OMF based on the gang's own leader referring to him and saying, Lee is fam, Lee is a member, Lee is one of us, you're not going to touch him.
So if he's on wiretap saying, don't touch Mr. Tevis, he's one of us, I am a gang member, I have no say in that. Somebody else gets to label me.
But he also had that conversation, the preceding conversation with Mr. Caldwell, and then the fact that he's in these photos with high-ranking members of the gang, cumulatively, that lets us know he's a member of the gang.
Okay. I've been photographed with Chief Justice John Roberts. Am I a member of the Supreme Court?
I love when he said that. He told her he took a picture. If he took a picture with the Supreme Court, so does that make him a member of the court of the Supreme Court? I mean, it was like so funny. But listen.
Is the Supreme Court a gang?
Well, if they're affiliated, in fact, there's 3 or more members, and if any of them commits a crime, you would say they're in a gang,
If
right?
they commit criminal street gang activity.
Okay, which is any number of any crimes involving a firearm or
Right.
anything in the racketeering statute,
I have no knowledge that
including
that's
carrying a
going.
concealed weapon, right?
But is that going on right now? I'm not investigating the Supreme Court. I
I'm
can't
just
speak to that.
asking you.
If the Supreme Court was out shooting children at 1043 Spark Street, and you would be an associate of them, yeah.
My question is about, is this person a member of a gang? And you said, because he's photographed with these people, you have no other evidence that he's a member of this gang except that he's with high-ranking associates, right?
No, I didn't say that's the only
Okay.
thing.
That,
Out of the gang leader's mouth.
okay.
He has been
Somebody called him
identified.
fam.
He's
Right.
one of us, and they say on 10, they say whoa, they use
Who's
gang
they?
identifiers.
Who's they?
The other members of the gang.
Okay, so other people can decide your membership. You don't get to say that.
Mr. Caldwell does not disagree with that.
Well, I've heard no testimony about his position on that today, but I'm asking you what evidence you have.
Like I said, again, the leader of the gang, this gang is very active in disciplining people that will claim the gang that are not members. So if the leader of the gang identifies you as a member of OMF, you're a member.
And in fact, the person you're claiming as leader of OMF didn't say Ollie Caldwell is a member of the gang. You have a recording where he calls him fam, right?
Correct.
And so you're making the conclusion that fam or family is tied to the gang and not a friendly or familial relationship.
I'd ask you to let me finish. If you listened during my expert qualification with the Goodfellas, they refer to themselves as La Familia or La Cosa Nostra. So when they say fam, that means one of them. They refer to themselves as a family more so than a gang.
That is your conclusion.
That's documented. That's not my conclusion. That's historically documented through gang profiles, interviews, the profile in the gang itself. That's not my conclusion. That's historical.
So anytime somebody says fam, they're talking about La Familia, OMF, La whatever gang.
We don't just use one identifier, we use a cluster of identifiers. So Mr. Caldwell, based on who he hangs out with, what the leaders have said, his relationship to the conflict that's ongoing right now, and other factors, based in the totality, yes.
Okay. Back to my original question. I realize all the conclusions that you've drawn. I understand them. I have them written down. What evidence do you have? We've agreed that he's not making any signs in these pictures, correct?
Correct.
We've agreed that he's not flagging in these pictures, correct?
Correct.
He's not doing graffiti in these pictures, correct?
Correct.
In your initial testimony, you said that OMF gang does fraud. He's not doing fraud, right?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far because in his phone extraction, I saw a little bit of fraud.
Okay. And you would agree with me that that fraud, whatever you saw, that we've not heard any testimony about that today.
All right, I wasn't asked about the fraud, right. But
Okay.
also,
And we've not heard anything about drug trafficking, which you said is another hallmark of OMF.
there is a lot of drug trafficking in his cell phone.
My question is, you've not testified about any drug trafficking on behalf of Mr. Caldwell in this hearing for the last 3 days we've had testimony,
Because we're
right?
testifying about the murder, but one other criteria by the statute is common activities and customs. So he's falling into that with who he hangs out with, where he hangs out, some of the things that they do, activities that he participates in, whether it be the drugs. He's
I think that-
being asked to send drugs to Mr. Sanders down at the prison, so he's participating in their activities as well.
I think the disconnect that we're having is you keep drawing conclusions, and I'm asking you what evidence. So I understand your conclusion. What evidence do you have?
I'm
All
providing
right,
evidence.
this has been asked and answered like 18 times, okay?
What is the evidence then?
What she said is social media photos, information on the wiretaps, association, and discussions with the leader of the gang. Now, whether or not I think that's enough is something I'll decide when I review all the evidence, but you keep asking her the same exact thing over and over and over again.
That's
She is an expert witness in this case. She's supposed to draw a conclusion. She was qualified as an expert. That's the whole point of an investigation, is you stack up evidence and then at the end you make a conclusion. That's the entire point of being an investigator. So please ask her a different question.
I will, Judge, but I'm going to just get ahead of this and let you know we're going to have the same problems because I agree with you. You take evidence, then you form conclusions. I'm familiar with Ms. Viveritto, and I contend that her habit is to form conclusions without the evidence. So that's why I'm trying to drill down to how do we get the conclusion? Because she just said there's nothing in these social media photos except standing next to a person.
Well, I'd object to that statement just made by the defense counsel. Now defense counsel is becoming a character witness of investigator Viveritto, stating that he has some sort of
Right,
personal
and that you can absolutely argue all that in your closing, Mr. Tevis, but we have a long way to go, and you're asking the exact same question over and over. I get it, you don't like her conclusion. I get it, you disagree with her conclusion. Make that argument for me at the appropriate time, but don't ask the exact same question 18 different times in a row.
I want to talk about your expertise for a moment. I believe at the beginning of this hearing, you said that, was it OMF numbers in the hundreds, or was it Goodfellas at numbers in the hundreds?
Goodfellas.
And how many members would you say Goodfellas has?
And it's hard to tell. I mean, not everybody's going to admit to you I'm not in the prison system. I can tell you based on the wiretap, they have taken over both the prison system and the Fulton County Jail.
Okay. So in your expertise, how many members would you say that they have?
Hundreds.
Okay. How many is hundreds? 100? 200?
I'd say at least 2 to 3.
2 or 3? Are you familiar with an APD gang investigator named Miko Flores?
I am.
And would you, if he were to testify that there were thousands of them, would you disagree with that in your expertise?
I can't comment on his knowledge of what he's investigated. I know what I've investigated and what I'm comfortable saying is the number. I know we have numerous members documented through APD, but based on the wire.
The attorney is Brian Tevis. He was the attorney during the YFN case. He was one of the first ones that got out. And he's done a lot of different cases. He's pretty good, y'all. He's pretty good. He's definitely a gang expert attorney. And he's the one that I will have an interview with. He's going to give me an interview. But we're just waiting for everything. All right.
Goodfellas has consumed, from what we heard at Hancock State Prison, far-reaching throughout not just the state system, the Fulton County Jail, outside on the street, so it's blown up. I'm comfortable with saying hundreds.
Him and his wife are a power attorney team, just like Steele and his wife. Him and his wife. She was there last week. His wife was.
Investigator Flores may have something that says different.
You work at APD?
I do.
Flores works at APD.
He does.
You guys have the same gang database?
We do.
Okay. The incident that we're talking about here today, my understanding is you and the state contend that this was retribution for the death of Trevante Turner.
Correct.
Is that correct? And you've testified that Trevante Turner was a member of 9 Trey and now OMF.
Around 2020 is when he started claiming OMF.
Okay. And you also testified in what is commonly known as the YSL trial.
Correct.
And you are aware of the PowerPoint for Operation Planters that the DA's office put up that you testified about?
No, I had nothing to do with Operation Planners.
Okay. You're aware of the slides and the connections that Trevante Turner was claimed to have had in that trial?
Again, I had no.
Yeah, they took my Trey,
Operation
yes.
Planners. I didn't even live in the state when that was going on.
Did you know anything about Trevante Turner, aka Threat?
I know he had a relationship with Kenneth Copeland.
Okay. And in that case, it was claimed that Threat was not 9 Trey or OMF or PF, but was YSL and 30D, correct?
I don't know about that investigation.
Okay. Are you a gang expert in your own words?
Okay, I'm going to stop this train wreck right now. Asking her if she knows what happened in a whole different trial in which none of these fellows were directly involved is completely irrelevant and improper.
Judge, she's been qualified as an expert.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tevis.
Hold on, y'all. I got a call coming. Yes, sir. I called you earlier. All right, guys. What I'm getting ready to do now, I am getting ready to play the audio only, and I'm gonna play it in its entirety for you guys because I got the audio and I got the visual. But the visual, there's some clippings, and I have to get some stuff together before I play it all. Okay, I just wanted to show you that part, and I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna go ahead on and put the one for, hold on, for the audio. Okay, hold on a second. Let me put my, I'm gonna put this wiretap there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up for you, so you guys can listen to it. And here we go. And you guys gonna hear the part where she's talking about little baby.
Everybody, we're going to go back on the record in cases 25 PI 001 25 PI 002 240, 25 PI 001 500, and 25 PI 00367. Mr. Tevis is present with his client, Mr. Ali Caldwell. Ms. Stewart is present with Mr. Mobley, her client. Mr. Vegas is present with Mark. Okay, and I'm unable to join us. But I don't have any objection to her client sitting in just to listen. Does anybody object to her client sitting here although it's lawyer present?
I've never encountered this before. Was the lawyer waived her presence?
She is still in that jury trial from last week. And I've never come across it either, which is why I'm sort of looking for input. Yeah, by all means, let's come on.
Having a similar situation doing like
Yeah.
If we don't give him legal advice, but the deal with that.
Yeah, okay, all right. So anybody on the fence?
Okay, what's happening right now is attorney Nicole Fagan is not there because she's doing a trial, and her client is in the courtroom. So the judge is trying to get for a consensus from all the attorneys whether or not that he should stay in the courtroom and listen during the time, even though his attorney's not there. He's not being represented by anybody right now. So he wants to sit and listen, but they want to make sure, is it okay that he stays there? And that's what they're talking about right now. This is for Mr. Thomas, okay?
I have an objection to me letting him stay here. Okay, and Mr. Pringle, I will hear from you, sir.
I don't know that it's an issue. It's just that he is represented by counsel, and it's just I guess we're not eliciting information or communicating with him outside the presence of his counsel.
Correct. Yeah, I just want him to be able to hear, but he'll be able to talk to her later on, I'm sure, after hours. And he can fill her in with his take on what happened and what came up or didn't come up. So just in an effort to make sure he's fully involved, since we have him here, I'm just going to keep him out here in the courtroom. And of course, nobody will give him legal advice to ask any questions of him or do anything pertaining to that. So, legal pad for each of you. So that is Mr. Collins, or no, you're Mr. Collins. Who's Collins? You're Mr. Collins. Nicole is your lawyer, right? Okay. We've got everybody else then. Let's just guess. Oh, okay. I was like, we're missing one. I see too many defendants and not enough attorneys. Okay, so we have to wait for this guest to come in. Mr. Sprinkle, while we're waiting on that, did you finish your direct examination?
I did not.
Okay, all right, so we'll pick up from there when this guest is with us.
So we can see and you won't see the call. I mean, this is the last thing it is. I'm fine with that. I don't care less.
You hear them whispering We're whispering to each other.
Before I do, investigator Viveritto is asked that I.
Okay, listen. He
request that
doesn't
she
want.
be done.
He doesn't want to be taped. But listen to this. There's pictures of her all over the place, and she says the reason why she doesn't want to be taped because there have been threats on her. So that's why she doesn't want to be shown on the video because there's been threats. So I hope you guys are not threatening the lady, y'all. Hope you guys are not threatening the lady. I hope you guys are not threatening the lady. Y'all better not threaten her, okay? That's why we're not able. That's one of the reasons why I'm not showing the video until I scrub it and make sure there's nothing. Because they gave it to me at last minute, and I want to make sure I scrub it before anything is shown. So that's one of the reasons why I don't want to show it, because we're scrubbing. I'm scrubbing it, okay? She does not, because folks have been threatening her. Even though we have a picture, look at this picture we have of her holding an award, but she does not want her face to be shown. They don't want her on the witness stand and stuff like that. Okay.
So the final in advance of today's hearing, and she says that not only does she sometimes operate in undercover capacity, but just given her knowledge of the organization that is involved in this case, she has concerns for safety, and she would prefer that she not be filmed by cameras.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that. So just don't film anybody on the witness stand, okay? But everything else is fine. I have your rule 22, it's been signed and filed, we're on good shape on that.
Yeah, rule 22 was fine. Thank you, Kelly.
All right, you may proceed, sir.
Rule 22 was fine, and so therefore.
Okay.
Now she's gonna get sworn in. They're bringing her in. And I'm gonna let it play to its entirety so you guys can hear what she said.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give away is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, nothing but it? Go ahead. You state the third person that's the reference.
Martha Viveritto, M-A-R, F-A-V-I-D-E-R.
Now, investigator Viveritto, where we left off, you said you started your investigation into this matter following June 29th, 2024 murder of Devontae.
You guys want me to move forward a little bit because this part here is boring. Hold on a second. Let me move up a little
All right,
bit.
and this investigation began.
This shit on over again, sir. I love you that OMF page.
Okay. And that person depicted in the flyer too?
From,
So this is an advertising that was to be a candlelight vigil?
I believe it was that take place.
Okay, what she's talking about, there was a candlelight vigil for Mr. Turner. And during the visual, there was some posting that was put on social media, and she's just reviewing and talking about those posting and what they meant to her and things like that. And this is where she's going to connect certain things on what certain people said. And this is when you're going to hear what she said about little baby putting a ticket on somebody's head. Just listen, okay? They're going to play the wiretap. I'm just going to let it play through. I'm not going to talk anymore. So if you guys have any question, I'll type in the chat, okay? Because it's pretty long.
July 1st at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, and the homicide occurred what time?
Oh, on Park Street?
The homicide of Juan, 3 minutes ago, David?
Occurred around 12:30.
All right, so this is 5 hours after the candlelight vigil was taken again.
Correct.
Okay. And so as you continue to go through Mr. Sanders' Instagram pages, you found this right here. What's this right?
A message with Devontae Thomas, with his son, Fred Thomas, saying, call me ASAP.
And what was the time that this message was sent?
Would be 49 PM Eastern time.
And you're not, according to the set time, it says 49 minutes past midnight on July 2nd, you're saying today 49, how's that?
If you back, the Instagram turns and you work the time.
So the grand meantime?
Yeah, you work the time, but we subtract 4 hours from the time.
Okay, so okay, so in Eastern daylight, it's 8:49 PM on July.
Correct.
And Mr. Sanders sent this, Mr. DeMonte Thomas message and said, call me.
Yeah, because previously, a few slides ahead, Mr. Thomas had reached out following the death of Mr. Turner, saying he would handle whatever Mr. Sanders needed while he was under.
This is where you're referring to?
Correct.
And what, and where was this obtained
From Mr. Sanders' district.
Order not to be, Mr. Sprinkle could refer these to the slides. I don't know if we're going to get these, but we're going to have no idea the transcript from the first.
Yes, sir.
That'd be great, thank you.
From your PowerPoint, investigator Viveritto, this is slide 8.
To the her PowerPoint.
What is, where you said you obtained this from Mr. Sanders' Instagram?
Yeah, previously.
Okay. And who was Mr. Sanders and who was Mr. DeMonte Thomas in this conversation?
Mr. Devontae Thomas again.
Okay. And so it appears that at 2:59 PM on the 29th, Mr. Thomas sends him a message that says, you know, I'm going to take on everything I can while you were in there. We're going to be out there with me in a minute. What was the significance of that?
The message was sent a few hours following the death of Mr. Turner.
All right, and the message immediately preceding that sent by Mr. Sanders, what's that number?
That was the number for Mr. Sanders.
Now, as you moved on to your investigation, now we're moving on to slide 15. What is depicted here on the version one?
That is a call log. That features all the documents for the call log, have a person who is taken into custody.
Okay. So where did you obtain this log from? And what's the function?
Okay, search one for every message, one for search one for drainage, goes to our digital forensic lab, and they do a forensic extraction.
Okay, so, and in the forensic extraction data that's extracted from the phone of the program that you're able to read the data in? And this is a screenshot from that?
Correct.
All right, and these are, you said a log of FaceTime calls that you found on the phone?
It's his call log, but around this time here, you can see that the majority of the phone calls are made through video calls.
And how do you know that?
I will see like the little video icon next to the call.
Okay, and when you say the little video icon, you're talking about the, this column right here shows the cameras?
Correct.
Little camera icon?
Okay, I wanted to stop for a second. She is talking about the calls that they did on FaceTime calls, and she was saying how they're not able to extract out those calls, but they know they were video calls because of the icon of a little icon showing that they were actual video calls. Then she also goes in and talked about how they were starting using Telegram, and Telegram is encrypted, and they're not able to get those calls. It's very hard for them to get those messages as well. So that's what she's talking about to Sprinkle, who is the prosecutor that's asking the question. And all of this is being done because this is still pre-indictment. They have not been indicted. They have until the 7th to get indicted. If not, they're not indicted. As Ventura told me, that they are entitled to a bond. So they're trying to keep them from getting a bond. That's why they're trying to rush to get this done by the 7th. And now they didn't even finish today. So they got to wait till Monday to continue at 12:30. Okay. So they're trying to hurry up and get it done before the 90-day time frame, which would entitle every single one of them to get a bond.
Okay, what was significant about this?
In my experience with this gang and other gangs, typically when crime is discussed, it would appear that they need to subject to a wiretap, or to get around that, they will use video calling.
And you have here that there's a number for a A2G, 404-706-4774. Now, these names here, Beyonce Standards of Dante comes through, and written here in fuchsia, blue, and blue. Were these actually in the phone zone?
They were not.
All right, so did you add those?
I did.
And you also added this note here, that the murder takes place at 12:33 hours? Okay, and why did you add that?
Just to kind of give some context to the time frame of the video call.
And so these video calls show that Mr. Cole was in communication with Beyonce Sanders and Dante's this is shown here in the law.
Correct.
Okay, and then here on slide 16, this looks like another portion of the cell phone extraction. What are we looking at here?
This is the other, the extraction of the other device that Mr. Caldwell was in possession of in custody on August 28th.
Okay, and what are these also just the logs, the FaceTime calls?
Yes, again, this was his call on from,
And what was significant about that?
again, you can see video calling, and you can in touch with defendant Trayvon Parker.
And this was within hours of the month.
Yes,
All right, now, slide 17, I believe we looked at, we discussed already here, you're correct. What, played this already. Who posted this to Instagram right here?
Mr. Reginald Thomas,
Okay, and what time did Mr. Reginald Thomas post it?
approximately 12:14 a.m.
On what day is that posted?
July 2nd, 2024.
Okay, and this slide right here, what is this, showing right here?
This would be the cell health animation that was generated by one of our intelligence analysts showing Mr. Hollis's cellular device traveling to and from the crime scene. It arrived in the area around the time of the vehicle that was seen on camera, circling the apartment complex, and disconnects from the tower as the 911 call started regarding the contact.
Moving on. Slide 19, what does this slide show and how do you want?
This was a direct message, or there was a direct message from Mr. Sanders' Instagram account that I came.
Okay, and what was who were the partners of this conversation right here, and what was the significance?
Mr. Sanders and Mr. Reginald Thomas, the significance would be, if you subtract 4 hours with universal time zone adjustment, you'll see that the messages take place at about 1:37 a.m. As we spoke of before, Mr. Sanders goes from enraged to calm mode. He says, "I love you, my brother." They say they love each other. And then Mr. Sanders says, "We really been."
Okay, what does that mean in your experience?
In my experience, is that you're practicing something.
Okay. And that's, of course, so that would be at, 1:59 a.m. on this time?
Correct.
About an hour and a half.
Correct.
Okay. All right, what's the balance of the messages here that were exchanged between the two?
It's just Mr. Thomas, like, I think there was a bit of an issue with Mr. Turner's family. I don't know, the family maybe a little upset with Mr. Thomas.
Okay.
Mr. Sanders saying he'll handle it.
All right, now, who, participants in this message, or message that you obtained, who are they?
This is Richard Hollis, sending a message at 2:15 a.m. to Mr. Thomas asking for his phone number.
2:15 a.m. on that.
July
And what was the significance of this?
2nd. Correlation in time to murder, with being maybe a little less than 2 hours. And the fact that Mr. Hollis was, on being from his phone, and him reaching out to Mr. Thomas in the middle of the night.
And here, this looked like from the same program that you used when you depicted Mr. Caldwell's call logs. What are we looking at here? Where did you find this?
This was a forensic extraction from Mr. Reginald Thomas' phone. When I did a query for the number for Mr. Hollis, I could see that it was entered in the phone in some form or fashion on May 8th of 2024.
Okay. So you found that Mr. Hollis' phone number was Mr. Thomas'.
Correct. On May 8th, so we had some type of communication practice incident.
All right, slide 22. What this looks to be another text message thread. Where did you find that?
I believe I got this from Mr. Caldwell's friend phone extraction, and this came through the Telegram messaging program.
What's that?
Typically would be an encrypted messaging program, that from my experience, especially with this investigation, when people don't want their conversation intercepted, they will, because of the wiretap, they would take it to Telegram, they're going to move the conversation to Telegram.
Is it possible to obtain records directly from Telegram?
It's difficult. I've never done it.
But if you can obtain Telegram records, apparently on the phone, which they were trying to receive.
Yes, they were pulled from the phone as part of forensic extraction.
So, just to quick, who are the participants in this Telegram text message exchange?
Mr. Sanders will be in blue, and Mr. Caldwell will be in green.
All right, what's the significance of this text message?
You can see right around the time, that the murder, prior to the murder, Mr. Sanders his word J-Shot, or the name J-Shot. He reaches out to Mr. Caldwell almost immediately, and then Mr. Caldwell tells him to FaceTime me. Mr. Sanders says, okay, and then the conversation picks back up at about 3:45 a.m.
On what day?
July 2nd.
So, a couple hours after the murder.
Correct.
And when the conversation picks back up, what are they talking about?
Mr. Sanders sends Mr. Caldwell a photo and says, this one of them. And I recognize the photo of the gentleman named Elijah Keaton and Mr. Caldwell.
Who's Elijah?
He is a member of 4PF, again, close with gang leader Dominic Jones, and also close with John Smith, J-Shot.
Okay. So it's been like an exchange regarding Jake, the John Smith case.
Correct.
So what did you do with this information when you saw it?
I began to research Elijah Keaton a little bit. I've noticed that he too was often featured as a quarantine on his social media account. And then I found a phone number to our handler that's associated with Mr. Keaton's driver's license. We put that in CellHawk, which is our phone software that helps process phone records. And what we could see was that Mr. Keaton was present in the tower that services the crime scene at 12:15 a.m.
Right, and slide 24 is that when you say you put it in cell lock, you query it in cell lock, this is what you saw?
Correct.
Right, you saw, and it, you saw the number associated with Mr. Payton appeared in this particular record. What did that tell you?
That his device was in the area that the same tower that serves the 10-bridge cross street, consistent with the messages that I was saying that he was out.
All right, so it potentially means that Elijah Payton was at the crime scene.
Correct.
Was he ever renovated?
He's unable to be located at this time.
All right, slide 23. Who's depicted here?
That's Elijah Payton, the gang leader, Dominic Jones, a historical photo that's taken at the crime scene, and then Elijah Payton's driver's license.
All right, and the two men, okay, so is that Dominic Jones there on the left?
He'll be on the right, and Mr. Payton is on the left in the tie picture.
Oh, right.
And that photo is there for the crime scene.
Okay. All right, now, as you continue your investigation, here we are on slide 25. What were we supposed?
I can see that when we start looking at the vehicles that located and identified, that leaving consistent, that LPR or license plate reader consistent with a route we take back, leaving the candlelight vigil, the rental car that Mr. Trayon Crawford was in possession of that night, hit an LPR, I believe it was MLK Junior Drive eastbound at Hamilton Homes, and then 5 minutes later, you'll see the white Nissan Maxima to the outside, hit that thing.
And slide 26 is another license plate reader image that, who obtained this image?
I took from the bottom of the camera,
And why, what was the significance of this?
just to get a clearer picture of the vehicle.
All right, and the timestamp at the bottom of this image is July 1st, 2024 at 18 or 6:13 p.m. and 38 seconds Eastern Daylight Time.
Correct.
All right, and where was this camera mounted photograph?
Butler Road, that's
And here on slide 28, There's another image, another LPR license plate here, camera image that depicts looks to be a black Dodge Challenger or Charger. What was the significance of that?
So when I started researching the vehicle, on 527, there was a police report at South Fulton, where the vehicle had been stolen from an apartment complex. I learned that California tag did not belong on the vehicle, and it
Which vehicle you're from?
did not belong on the White House.
Okay.
I learned that tag was stolen on June 30th from 3804 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive by a black Dodge Challenger bearing the Ohio tag you see on 528.
Okay. And what was the significance of that?
I was familiar with the location. Mr. Reginald Thomas was, during the course of this investigation, I branched off into a pretty large scale narcotics investigation. And there were two locations that Mr. Thomas was operating. Where this tag was stolen from was across the street from what they referred to as the bottom location.
So the tag that was affixed to one of the vehicles associated with the homicide, stolen from a location near where Mr. Reginald Thomas is 93.
Correct.
Slide 29. This is supposed to be a screenshot. What's the significance?
That's the location that Mr. Thomas was operating on the location at. I saw on Instagram, we would also visit the grounds at the location and see him out there. There was an Instagram where associates, there was an incident where associates of his attempted a ATM smash and grab, and they dumped that vehicle at 3804 Hamilton. So we were familiar with the relationship between the two spots.
And slide 30, looks like more intel being gathered related to vehicles, this time from a flat camera photograph.
The wiretap has not been played yet, y'all. I just want to give you guys some update. The wiretap is going to be played very soon. This is when you're going to hear the two guys talking. Okay.
Which was taken on July 17, 2024 at 12:23 p.m. and 43 seconds. What's this right here?
So this is, you can see that the tab that was on the Dodge Challenger that was used to steal the California tag is now affixed to a black Nissan Maxima. And that was recovered as stolen at 2190 Virginia Street.
And what's the significance of 2190 Street?
2190 Virginia Street is where I know Ali Paul will frequent. He's there daily, and that's where we locked him up on August 28th.
So the tag that was formerly affixed to the black Dodge Challenger, which was used to steal the tag, which would end up affixed on the murder vehicle, was then later recovered to yet another vehicle on or around July 17.
This is when it's being privately towed from the tow yard. It was recovered on July 12th, 10 days after the murder.
Right, where was this vehicle?
2190 Virginia Street.
Okay. And that would be where it called.
Correct.
And how do you know that?
I've seen him out there on multiple occasions. That we arrested him there. In his phone extraction, I saw that he had two power bills, one for apartment 1 and one for apartment 13 at the location in his phone extraction.
All right, slide 32. Where are we seeing here?
So this is another file or demonstrative that's generated from the South program that our analysts made for us. As you can see, this is showing that with both of Mr. Caldwell's cellular devices, his number one tower that he utilizes with the phone is the tower that services 2190 Virginia Street.
All right, and here are these, slide 33, is this just body cam footage that depicts the sites of the vehicle or the incidents where the vehicles were recovered?
31 depicts the Maxima being recovered at 2190 Virginia, and 33 will depict an Infiniti Q50 that investigator calls had identified as traveling with both the white and red Nissan Maxima.
And it too was recovered 2190 Virginia?
Yes, it was initially recovered 2190 Virginia. The video you're looking at now is when it was brought across the street to shopping centers with the loaded off the truck.
Now, slide 34, where did you find these images?
I got these images from Mr. Caldwell's Instagram record.
And what did they
They are pictures from the scene of a little baby video shooting that happened on May 14th. That was referenced earlier. I know on the rec, he's taking pictures of the crime scene.
Okay, and on what day were these pictures taken, were able to find?
I had on the taking, but it was sent the day after, or it would be late, in the late hours of 14th, so a few hours after the accident happened.
And these are pictures that were actually photographed by Mr. Caldwell, or they just sent stuff?
They're sent from his Instagram to other people, but that's consistent with where we see the call.
Now, slide 35, what is this?
This is a photo from body cam where the gray Nissan Maxima that was involved in the incident was eventually recovered at 175 Bridge Avenue.
And how was the gray, this maximum involved in the incident?
This is one of the vehicles that at Park Street.
So one of the two vehicles is around.
You can see there's distinct damage to the roof of the vehicle. On the side, and it was recovered from homeowner, home and down property that was stolen from the park.
And was there anything about the recovery of the vehicle or the location of the recovery?
And look at the two areas that preyed on.
At this point, the vehicle, you were at this point able to associate the two vehicles with the homicide locations frequented by the defendant.
I don't know, investigator Holt has associated the activity with the white Nissan Maxima and the gray one. The gray one was recovered at Bridge Avenue and the white one was recovered.
And this, Devon, did you make this right here? And why did you make this and how did it aid in investigation?
To show the proximity where the vehicle was recovered to the residence records, both here on Crawford and Market Crawford, and three homes previously historically associated with, at least there on Bridge Avenue.
And this, see, 4 or 5 miles, Brady, some recovery is from the current residence. Property, you put that distance in that.
I-
As far as you know, that's accurate, 24 or 5 miles.
As far as I know,
All right. All right, and here on slide 39, where did you find this Instagram and drug?
If you know, this is all Instagram she's looking at, y'all. They're on slide 39.
All right, what was the nature of that contact?
It was a tip that would be consistent with all the information we were gathering and looking through that. Part of that, the shooting of the video shoot is what kicked off a series of violent events. And then the gentlemen were looking for J shot when they traveled up the 1043 Park Street and that led to the shooting at the park.
Okay, so while you were looking over all this social media and did you testify about so far? You testified previously earlier during your direct, you think of why. So, and that was on July 10th? Okay. And so about 8 days after the murder, did you obtain the wiretap?
Correct. I think he escaped.
Okay, and neither of the notification, what is, and how does it work?
Our crime lab conducted an identity testing with shell casings at the location of the homicide. One shell casing team came back to a aggravated assault from February 2023, where a gentleman was shot in the face on Baghdad Highway. And when I began to look into that case and read the investigative case notes, one of the suspects that was named in that case, the Instagram case that was provided is I'm the lead, which I know is the Instagram account associated with
Okay. Now, was it called for a charge for this incident?
he was not, I believe, an aggravated case due to the victim. Nothing or something.
What personal knowledge was there that Mr. Caldwell was involved in this crime? I think,
I guess the victim's aunt, victim incapacitated to move in, the victim aunt, and so that he had been attacked with this guy the day before, and some issues, and they provided the Instagram account belonging to, I would follow up to the investigation. But this was stuff that the investigator noted that the victim matched the description of the captain that fired the shot came back to you.
So he was, even the person that was based on the fire that came to that, and, Mr. Hall.
Correct.
So you started the wiretap on July 10th, 2024.
Correct.
And you started providing us with an oral summary of some of the calls that you obtained or listened to during that wiretap. How long did that wiretap last?
The wiretap, Mr. Sanders lasted from July 10th to July 10th, 2024 to January 1st, 2025. So approximately.
And did you wiretap anybody else during your investigation apart from this Mr. Sanders?
Yes.
And who was that?
A gentleman named Octavius Jackson. He goes by number hot.
And did you provide me with those wiretap calls prior to the incident?
I did.
All right. Selection of wiretap calls. Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor.
Granted.
Now, Detective, I'm about to hand you a DVD that's been marked for purposes of identification as State's Exhibit H. Please examine that DVD. Do you recognize it?
I did.
And how do you recognize it?
This should be the unit that all these other wiretap.
So not the full contents of the months-long wiretap investigation, but the calls that you deem were the most relevant to today's purpose. And are the calls that are written to this, the sound files, are they exact digital copies of the sound files that were recorded during the wiretap investigation?
Yeah.
They have been altered or manipulated in any way. Become the same as the admission to Exhibit H.
That
No objection for the purpose of this hearing.
is it. No objection for the
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I guess, Your Honor, just under the foundation, Your Honor, this is what you mentioned, how she
All right, let's go ahead, find out, answer the question.
All right. You said you recognize the disc, the Exhibit H.
You presented the preparation for, and they will review the preparation of the hearing.
All right, so did you review the contents of the disc?
Yes.
And are the contents of the disc, are they what you said? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, then it will be admitted without objection. Thank you.
Okay, investigator Viveritto, the Commission of Public Trust. Now, investigator Viveritto, we can start with call 817.
Okay, here they come. Y'all listen.
17 is one of the calls we caught earlier in the investigation or intercepted during the pretty lengthy call. It's between Mr. Sanders and what we eventually become wire target number 2, Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson and Mr. Sanders, that's the name of the guy.
15-minute mark, they begin to discuss the group of internet questions.
Y'all hear it, right? Can y'all hear? Okay, y'all, I know it's going to be very hard for y'all to understand because it was hard for me to understand, but then she's going to try to explain what the guy is saying, okay? Just listen carefully. Those who have the dialect for Atlanta language, you guys probably need to tell me what they're saying because I couldn't understand it, okay?
About 19 minutes, you're saying 15 minutes would be a better place to start?
I'm not sure I really get content.
Okay, well, we'll just start here at 19 minutes in the call, 55 seconds. If you could, first of all, tell us who the parties are for the call.
Keontae Sanders and Octavius Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when they took a lot of shit, they took shit along with it, you know what I'm saying?
Who's that gentleman who's speaking?
Right there, that's gonna be Mr. Jackson.
So I don't really know how you did with it. Yeah. Wrong man. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all, do y'all understand what he's saying? Can somebody please translate? Because I do not know what that man is saying. But according to her, she knows, she understands. I don't.
Oh, you know. Right.
That's a phone ringing on the call, y'all. That's not in the courtroom. That's a phone ringing on the call. This is exactly what it sounds like in the courtroom, and it's the clearest ever. Okay, when we do the video side, you're gonna hear the same call when I do the video, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay, first of all, whoever you are, I don't like rude people coming in here trying to tell me what to do. I really don't. Don't come in here with the crap. Please don't, because I'm the wrong person to do that to. Don't come in here being disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah, you get down there too. Yeah. I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. I would love that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All I do is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, they just say, it can't work so much. Yeah.
So, what did we do? The actual identity for itself. How did that call give a response? What did you do after hearing that call?
We transcribed it and we noted it. That was one of the calls that led to the wiretap incident.
Because he was on the call. All right, now your next, there was a call 2357 that you listened to. That was intercepted during the wiretap.
Correct.
What was the date and time of that?
Should be, I have live that created, you know.
Okay, and so July 17, 2024, who are the parties to this?
Is Mr. Sanders, Black Party, and an unidentified gentleman that goes by name, we can refer to this one.
You object to the slide again, they're not putting all seven all, but her conclusion and her interpretation will not be.
I think she just identified who was on the call, so I'm gonna overrule. Go ahead.
Like, come on, where you know what you're doing? And you can't, you know what
We just heard somebody saying he's going to take his time. These people, we know what's going on. First of all, who's that said that?
Yeah, identified now.
And you see who Mr. Sam.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what take it tomorrow?
Pricing information.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean on some of the technical?
Like a balance.
Okay.
This audio is straight from the court. That's what we were listening to. We couldn't understand nothing it said. It's nothing with the it's from the wiretap. That is their audio, not mine.
To have them arrested?
Okay.
And who were they referring to?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on his head.
Dominic Jones.
See, like, yeah. They talk about it like, look, come to my apartment. Be like, it's chill. Like, we don't, I'm sure they have to go on that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do, just keep the pressure on. Nah, they got that shit big serious, you know what I'm saying? Then, they're gonna get his attention, right? Like, bring me that shit, next time you get his attention, yeah, no, you got to do something to get his attention, right? You got to tell the motherfucker, he wait for real.
Who is that speaking that said all that right now?
Mr. Shane.
All right. And given the other calls that you referred to in the fire, that what was he referring to there?
He was referring to the violence that taking place back and forth between the two sides.
Yes. All right, moving on to 12 minutes and 38 or 37 seconds in the call, 23:57.
Yeah, I want to hear what you're I'm going to say something like that. What? We need to pick somebody up.
I heard that one. He says police picking up somebody up for those two little boys. I heard that part.
Who just said that about the two little boys in the city?
Call part.
Is that wrong?
Shit, that weekend. What? You know, sure you know how to. Well, you know how this shit go around. That shit weird. They're not so they're not doing that. Yeah.
Was that the extent of the relevant portion?
Yes.
And you next identified call 3999. What were the date time of this call?
July 29th.
With the time stamp or the title of the actual sound file. Yeah, just have to be the date of the call. So you don't call the exact time, but you know, parties to the call.
I believe it was another unknown, unidentified, Mr. Sanders.
Okay. Go ahead and play that call starting at 5 minutes and 27 seconds into. Sorry.
feel that you trying to beat everything she got. I'm like, I'm my friend, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Who's up with made a remark about trying to spend?
Mr. Sanders said that Lee calls him every day saying he's trying to spend, he's trying to spend.
Wait, who's that?
I would call
Objection and speculation.
Goodbye, may ask for the question. Comment and clarify.
him. All right, just hang on one minute. Rephrase, and then we'll see if you have that.
Were you, during your investigation, did you ever determine or identify anyone that went by the moniker Lee?
Yes.
And who was that?
Mr. Ali called.
Did you find anybody else? No. It's an associate of the people that were involved in the song. And how did you determine that Mr. Caldwell, how did Caldwell went by the moniker?
I've known him for a long time, but during the course of this investigation, we'll later to a call where Mr. Sanders called and tells him that he heard people were trying to do things to Lee. And that's referenced after he's going to make a call, handle it, call the person and tells them you're not going to touch Lee. Reference how he called. We hear that's how he was referred to.
So you actually heard a conversation between the two men where Mr. Ali Caldwell was referenced by the moniker.
Mr. Sanders referenced other people the name Lee in reference to Ali.
So it's called, we did the portion of which we just listened to, 3999. Mr. Sanders said that he spoke to Lee every day and he was trying to spend. What does that mean, spend, trying to spend? Judgment calls for speculation.
No, he can qualify as a gang for a few minutes.
Judge, there's no doing examination, this is a gang term. I mean, what we're getting is, we're getting a slide with the state and the witness that clearly got together, so I'll talk about what she's gonna testify to. And everything we've heard so far is speculation. If anyone put the calls, we can continue this 21 times listen to the calls, but she can't get up here and say what these people are talking about, and this person we means this person who's saying. That is speculation, it's nothing to do with their gang expertise.
Well, Your Honor, we identified the call, we heard that spend that nothing to do with that.
Involved with gang expert, she can say if she thinks that's the term used by the gang, she's already said she believes that you're lying on the call. So I'm going to allow her to answer the question.
All right, go on, Investigator Viveritto, what does trying to spend?
She physically say, I want to get on standing or shoot a location,
Okay, she's trying to explain what the word spin in terms of the gang. Spin is coming back around to get those people. That's what she exclaimed it means. Spin the block. Come back.
Okay. All right, so then at some point you went up on a wiretap involving, and this was subsequent to the wiretap of Mr. Sanders involving Mr. Octavius Jackson.
Yes, starting July 30th, we began a wire intercept call on Mr. Jackson's cellular address.
All right. And what was the evidence, or what did you find that led to your seeking and obtaining an order allowing the interception of communications on his phone?
Mr. Jackson would speak with Mr. Sanders regarding a variety of gang issues, as well as the colleagues that are duly heard on to what we believe to be the incident of temporary group last week.
Now, as you went about this wiretap investigation, what were some of the methods that you employed to identify the numbers of the men who took part, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Sanders, to identify the people that were associated with the numbers?
A lot of, we have a lot of Instagram records of people who provide phone numbers. They have law enforcement resources to find information for people on the phone number. And based on the context of some of the calls, also in real time, observing people on Instagram saying, hey, I'm doing this, and saying, I don't do it.
So here on slide 46, is this one such example of a number on Instagram?
Correct.
All right, whose number is it?
That's the number for trailer callers, and he provides that number to a female in his Instagram.
And what days we provide.
Like 2024?
And is that July 1st and what time then? 6:06 p.m. All right, and that number was 445-394681. And whose number is this right here?
That's what we call the, see, again, the, May 2024.
And this is a direct message that he sent to me.
Correct.
What was Mr. Howie Caldwell's Instagram monitor?
I'm just,
And how do you spell that?
IMJUSLE.
And the phone number that he provided, that he transmitted to that, was 446-6297.
Yes, that's one of the located.
All right, now, as you continue with your wiretap investigation, did you, I believe you mentioned this already, there were a couple of calls involving Mr. Howie Caldwell, that concerning the text message conversation that had been intercepted?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll just go ahead and play this. So this was 4293 and 4292, 4293.
Yeah.
First of all, 4292 is the call. On 93rd, 2021. Who are the parties to this call?
Ali Caldwell and Keanu Thin.
And I'll play the entire call.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a mention as well, Sean. So, who was the party to this?
Mr. Sanders, Mr. Caldwell, LaShawn, LaShawn.
All right, and how did they know Will Sean?
I believe he's related to Mr. Sanders in some form or fashion. He used to go by the moniker OMF Demon. So he's got an OMF.
All right, and 4293, that would be next sequentially from 4292. Were the calls numbered sequentially such that, they were necessarily in chronological order, so 4293 would be the call that was placed immediately after 4293 or 4292?
Correct.
All right, so who are the parties to call 4293?
During this call, Mr. Sanders called to confront an unknown party who went by the name of AJ.
Okay. I have something that thinks that just for the record, the gentleman that said, you know who this is, right? Who's that?
Mr. Sanders.
And who was that? The other boss that I'm going to FaceTime?
Mr. Sanders and AJ talked at the beginning of the,
And what was the why?
that is.
But what did you hear them say immediately before they said they didn't want to?
We had done some crazy shit, some shit not in Washington.
And there was also a reference during that call, Mr. Sanders said that.
Correct.
That was Sanders who said that?
Correct.
What did that?
To stop the plan on Mr. Cole.
And this is what Sanders was telling AJ?
Correct.
And were you able to, as a gang expert, to listening to that call, the contextual details will provide to determine who AJ may have been and who would have been able to classify that, Mr. Sanders?
Based on the context of the call, some of the terms that were used during the call, and a younger member of the team.
And what came about it?
OMF for production.
Okay, now, right along here, each look at, and this is, again, subset.
Crazy boy, what?
And going back to the subset, the portion of the social media container, your application around slide 50. Where did you obtain this from?
This is from the call of phone.
Okay, and what are we looking for? What is this?
So after Mr. Sanders, we time the call and the records. If you look at the slide 49 prior to this, you can see there's a series of phone calls that happened between Mr. Primrose, Mr. Sanders, and Mr. Craig video call. Take place. But ultimately, Mr. Caldwell had likely coded a message, Mr. Primrose, and was sent the message in question about the document.
Okay, so those wiretap calls, 4292, 4293, that we just listened to, they concern the group chat with the LaShawn Primrose. And we looked at Mr. Caldwell's phone, we found a bunch of calls that included various parties with whom Mr. Caldwell was speaking, including LaShawn Primrose. And these would have been, would have been starting just after midnight, how many people work, like, or something for?
No, this has been, there was a video call prior to this, but this is adjusted for UTC.
Okay. So, August 3rd, 4:12 a.m. UTC time, that'd be about 12 minutes after midnight, Eastern time?
No, very good adjusted.
Is that what UTC plus 0 means, in parentheses?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so anyway, you have this log of phone calls, right, that you extracted from Mr. Caldwell's phone, and then you already told us here on slide 50, you also found this. What was this?
This was what he was sent by, the information that the criminals had received, that was sent to, Mr. Caldwell, the Mr. Trayvon Crawford, also named,
And the call I was on, the 2-hour FaceTime call happens between him and Mr. Caldwell. I'm sorry, Mr. Caldwell.
And that's here, I'm sorry, that's free. Thank you. And then, again, you're on site pretty young, you added these names, right on the block. They come from the 2 added. And third from the bottom, there's a FaceTime call, and it's 2 hours, 20 minutes long, 22 seconds, that's the call you're referring to. Right, and these, you're on the left, you go to slide 50, and the left-hand slide, there's a text message, or the text message conversation, it says "few night." What was that called?
How Mr. Kimmer was contacted, saying that Mr. Tanner took the nephew, that was few, right, few,
Okay. All right, so if you continue with the wiretap investigation, then accepted all 45, 47. And what was the date of that call? If you had a copy of your PowerPoint presentation, would it refresh your memory? Oh, here you
Sorry.
Permission to approach the witness. I am Investigator Maria Priest. I'm afraid not, Your Honor. Okay, and who are the parties to this call?
Mr. Sanders and ex-wife Ricky.
Okay. And we'll be starting this call in about 13 minutes and 15 seconds into the conversation. So right on, who is that speaking?
Mr. Sanders.
That was pretty good. Here. Here.
I now got that mention of tearing Oakland City apart. Mr. Sanders said that?
It was,
And where is Oakland City?
his office is all over Atlanta. The company was all inside of the cities, Lee Street, Lee Street, between Donnelly, and White Street.
So 1043.
We're the west end.
So 1043 Park Street would fall in, was it?
Yeah.
No, sí, no, yo me debe, yeah.
Mention of being ready to get active, you know what that means?
He's ready to get revenge on financial people.
Mr. Sanders?
Yep.
And you said, we like, do something. Yeah. That you expect to be out. Yeah, well. Got to yeah, I'll say, yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Sanders says it's supposed to be done. Who's the objection also?
If she has personal knowledge, she has to be talking about all of this. Basic personal knowledge.
This is based on personal knowledge, you know, give the burrito, you know, who you're referring to, and said they're supposed to be nine.
Based on the prior contact with Dr. Pablo. Like,
people, people kill. See? Who talk food? When you talk food, you know what they there in the don't kill people, don't kill. What do? Where people feel. Well, people. Well, you don't keep it.
No. The verbal conversation, is that provided in the context?
yeah, the record members will be.
I mean, they're supposed to be done. So as you continue with your wiretap investigation, you intercepted call 4814,
Correct.
and what day was that call?
August 13th, 2024.
And who were the parties in that call?
Jonathan Sanders and his girlfriend, Alicia Siegel.
If I'm gonna object to this and probably the next several things, on relevance grounds. And I realize that standard may be part of an indictment, it's not part of this hearing. We're talking about conduct more than a month after the incident that we hear about. I'm just asking to see. Either side of it in some way or thinking while we're doing it.
Well, it's a gang case, Your Honor. All of the defendants in charge of alleging a gang charges, and this goes to the motive. And also, it proves, it is one of the many things that prove the existence of the gang. So the whole thing is called, we'll stipulate that the gang exists.
Okay. Is there anything specific? Are any of these defendants talked about or named in this particular call?
No.
Now, I know it's sustained, but the rest of that, whenever you have to renew with each one comes up. But I think we are, if anybody's saying everything again at this point. And I think we have developed the nexus thus far, but it's got to be working to the five folks who are with it.
All right, so, let's try to focus on investigator Viveritto on calls that concern the defendants. Did you, intercept a call about 7165?
I did.
And did that call concerning the defendants that are before us today?
They concern Ali Palva and Trayvon.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and play that. All right, starting that call at 1:13.
You all pretty good, right? And you all know how to be here. Yeah. Yeah, how to be here. Like, even if you be still back up, I'm telling you that I'm just mad, like, you know, you know that.
So, what is the information?
Mr. Reginald Thomas, who also goes to Yama, Lee is Yama, being highly qualified.
And how would
There's a huge investing relationship with people, and then later on in the call, says that basically the only people that the female just would be, she was a line for who, that she gets questions from Carolina, that's going to handle business.
that be
Correct.
now, regarding, Mr. John Smith, J. Shaw, he's from the disappearing hostage between Mark Smith and Mark, Beyonce Sanders, he was 5 down the other. Did you have any other communication? Again,
Yeah. The other one, the wire part number 2, remember that I was in my report.
all right, so wire part number 2 didn't update.
Correct.
And what day was that call from John J. Shaw?
September 10th, 2024.
That call was only 17 seconds long. So in that call, there was, who was the gentleman that was speaking about? Who were the two parts?
Amy Jackson and Andre Gordon.
Okay. You said, I just saw Jay Shaw on the street.
Andre Gordon was waiting for Mr. Jackson outside an auto earlier, and Mr. Jackson didn't decide dropping his
All right, now, so as you continue your investigation, you continue to identify the phones of the parties. This one right here, on slide 57, this was Richard Hollis' phone number. And that was sent in a direct message by Mr. Hollis to DeMonte Thomas.
Correct.
All right, and that was on July 15, 2024?
Correct.
All right, and here, whose phone number was this?
Mark Comfort,
All right, and so whose Instagram account is depicted in the slide number 58?
Mr. Marcus Crawford, providing his phone number to Mr. Sanders.
I'm going to object again, this is all cumulative, we have all these phone numbers tied up with the FBI analysts. Well, yeah, that's true, Your Honor, I'm familiar with that, but if the FBI analyst, his identification of the numbers was conclusory, he said, my understanding is this number was. But there was really no basis for how to do that, he was just told that. So this is this briefly establishing how the numbers relate.
I'm going to let you go ahead, though, and ask you to please keep it very narrow on that.
Yes, sir. All right, so, now investigator Viveritto, it's come to obtain warrants for the elect of the parties. And just so we're clear, it was investigator Pulse that obtained warrants against Mr. Hollis and Mr. Moe, is that correct? So you obtained warrants against Ali Caldwell, Crawford, Reginald Thomas, Marcus Crawford, and then Mr. Sanders and Blanche Shaker, or not those, with Hannah Shaker. Okay, on what date did you do that?
Initially, to obtain conspiracy to murder warrant on December 28th, and then murder warrant obtained on January.
And so you obtained warrants, again, for everybody, so that's within that same narrow period of time.
Correct.
And you at some point before all that happened, you interviewed Mr. Allie Caldwell.
Yes, during his arrest and bond.
All right, but that was anonymous.
No.
All right, and what anything did you do in that interview?
We just know that we are investigating behaviors of being harmed and help in any way or talk or do anything that can have information.
Did you actually believe that he was at risk of being harmed?
Based on the remarks, and
And was that the 4292, 4293 law?
there were other
All right. And what, did he have a reaction being told that?
things like that.
He started
Laughing at one point, and he didn't say what it was.
Well, per those wiretap calls, he would have already known about it anyway, but wasn't he a party to one of them?
Correct.
And did he have any insight regarding the homicide in 43 Spark Street?
Yeah.
Would that be what the recovered two from?
It was
The ones that we looked at, extra strong during that?
correct.
Right. And then on January 15, 2025, what happened on that during the fugitive investigation?
During that day, they left from future unit attempted to take Ali Caldwell and Farron Crawford into custody at two separate locations, based on Caldwell's and information from the legal chain inside of the.
What were they actually arrested on that?
They were
So what happened?
first location for Mr. Trayvon Crawford, his cell phone was located at the residence and he was not there. And when we executed the search warrant, the location for Mr. Ali Caldwell, the apartment of Miss Isis Buffington, his phone was plugged in on the camera and he was not there.
And we say, should we do that alcohol?
Correct.
How did you know that it was this one?
It was the same phone number that we had records for and had communication with.
All right, so you seized the phone.
We did.
Okay. And were you able to tell by reviewing the records how long the phone had been? When it arrived at that?
I did not believe that, but if you do, we're going to do the record. But I could tell you after receiving social media records from both, Mr. Cocker and Mr. Caldwell, they had abandoned their phone number to pay or something. That was only shortly after the one for the name.
So their phones were in one place and they weren't.
Correct.
January 15, 2025, Mr. Marcus Crawford was arrested. He testified that he didn't shoot, right?
Correct.
During the earlier part of the direct examination, he also spoke about his interviews.
Correct.
All right, well, why opinion there was a particular he was found in the
I was not present in the second computer the first one at his home the day after his arrest, where we recovered 3 rifle magazines, 2 of which were empty, 1 was still loaded with ammunition.
Yeah, what kind of ammunition was that?
Green tipped rifle ammunition, bearing most notably the head LC-13 on one of the ones in the front.
Permission to question witness, Your Honor?
Granted,
Now, let's give a read. I'm going to hand you a photo that's more purposes of identification. Speaking to it. You looking at that photo? And how do you?
that's the photo that I took of one of the boats that were loaded into the rifle magazine.
And you photographed, where did you take this photo? All right, so is this photograph an exact digital copy, or not digital, an exact tangible copy of the photo that you took of the bullet that was recovered in the magazine that was recovered from the site of Mr. Morris Crawford's arrest?
Yeah.
So this photograph hasn't been altered or manipulated in any way. But this time it's getting used to the
No objection, okay?
No objection.
Thank you. No objection. All right, submitted that, thank you.
All right, and for permission to publish the photo.
Granted.
All right, so investigator Viveritto, here's the photo that you took. Now, what if anything was significant about this particular ranch?
That round or shell casing with a similar head stain with LC13 was located at the scene of the partial murder.
So, bed casings that were ejected after the projectile was fired from same were found at the scene of the murder.
A LC13 casing.
And do you know what those, that alphanumeric combination stamped on the back of the Y down the
The LC stands for late ammunition, brand ammunition, and the 13 stands for 2013, which was the year of the ammunition was manufactured.
Okay, and that LP13 was printed on the back of the showcase about the scene.
Well, shell
All right, now on February 25th, 2025, there was an arrest made on that day. And who was arrested? And what were the circumstances?
After they were in the phone number, I don't think parameters for Mr. Caldwell and Mr. Fairfield. And I was able to locate the phone number for Mr. Crawford. And then they're able to access the house in the survey of the lab. And we took it to the FBI, they were able to get him taken into custody during the course of him being called out of the home and taken into custody. Mr. Ali Caldwell has a front door.
So they were again. Was there anything of evidentiary value found on them?
There was a cellular device, one of which was the proper positive on there, you can feel it, and a flip phone that then sent the hand to throw in the trash from the field. That was the proper.
Did you check? Now, did you interview them?
I sent it to you, but.
All right, and what do
January, spoke to confidential informant who had to think of it properly as people, and I knew it would be part of the as well. He had information about what he believed about involved in the incident. When I asked him about the police call, though, he was a Trayvon Crawford. He, and we have involved in the incident. He said that Lee and Trayvon, the court said, jumped in head first when it came to the murder of
How do you know?
He didn't. So similar to these gentlemen, and he would have knowledge. Things like that, based on information we provided, and some of the state was independent property.
That was the extent of this statement.
I asked him where the guns involved in the incident would be, and he gave a map. He tried to describe the home and search for intelligence describing. He was then given a map, and he described it as some sort of like safe house that probably Caldwell and Trayvon might receive guns at. He pulled the home up on the map, it's 949 North Grand Avenue, which was a home that we recovered the 39 arrests and everything out of. I asked him, I told him, we asked you to search warrant location, and I said that there were no firearms at the location, where we just stepped to get me, and he said, he described a body of water off Jonathan Road.
Did you look at the creek?
He did, he had the door shaped whole back to me, it was the creek being 6 months, more than 6 months after that. Significant weather events since then, they were going to be able to
So they looked in the creek and they didn't find them.
Where is was there anything significant about that location?
He put the slide that I created regarding, he had informed us he believed that Mr. Thomas may be involved in the incident as well. I obtained a copy of the phone extraction from the Auto Crime Enforcement Unit, had transferred on the terms previously, I obtained scope. After reviewing it, I got the search warrant, and I could see not, Dante Thomas, the gentleman that Mr. Caldwell is in communication with at 8:30 p.m. and I directed for the murder a few hours before. What I could see in his communication is that he had photos of the release on Maxima that was involved. And the metadata for the photo put it 23 miles to Box Creek. And the metadata shows that it was at that location, hours after the homicide. The white lease on that's involved is also recovered and posted to that location.
All right, and you said you found these photos of the cars in the Dante Thomas store?
I did, and he also had a photo of Infinity. He tried to cover the tag the photo, but here it's not fully.
Commissioner, witness here. How about the manual exhibit, the marked person by indication states that it's multiple pages.
He's a text message in the vehicle, and not to come and cellular overnight, and a map site is pretty good. Regarding the
Scheduled for right now, the same turn over. And so the portions of the Dante Thomas cellular phone extraction, these exact copies of the data that you saw on the phone,
yes, from the cell phone.
they have been altered and manipulated in any way. It is not the state who's the admission.
Mr. Tips. Yes. Okay, beyond. Right.
Right, and the record feel modern front view. This is a vehicle, where are we looking?
That's the greatest design one we can offer, you can tell from the metadata from photo, which line second, how we measure homicide. It was that photo of the vehicle was taken just like the proof from Fox Creek, where the informant said that if the guns were not in hand, they could have likely been broken down from the Fox Creek, where I had specific.
And Dante Thomas, so that phone, this photo was taken, the phone was down.
Sorry, y'all. I was playing another video. No, I was playing another video, Sue. I did not know a video popped up on my phone. I apologize, everybody. I did not know my phone popped up with a video.
Saw this portion right here. Now, this right here, this third page of Exhibit J. What is this right here?
Tomorrow I'll have the actual video because I need to scrub it first before I put it out. I did not know my phone was playing something over here. I apologize.
And what was, how was the embedding, this embedding involved in the homicide?
I believe the investigator thought that's her portion of the investigation, but from my understanding of it, she has been having with the white and where he's on.
Okay. All right, now you also obtained warrant against the defendant for, among other charges, possession of a firearm by convicted felon.
Yes.
And what, among the defendants that you obtained warrant for, I mentioned that alcohol. What was that alcohol stuff? Yes, it was.
Mr. Caldwell was convicted of entering auto under docket number 19 SC 171770 on October 31st, 2019 in Twenty County Superior Court.
You also charged or signed one against Mr. Caldwell for a property, I believe others for the offense of conspiracy to commit murder that was 15 July 1st.
Correct.
And why did you obtain those?
Based on the communication that received and totality of evidence that we have obtained and reviewed during the investigation, including the wiretap, cell phone extraction, social media,
There's object relevance, she's on, there are warrants, the reason why it's seizure.
Well, that's the entire point of the preliminary hearing.
Preliminary hearing is for you to determine how, not the reason.
We're just going to solely on the witness's testimony and the exhibits presented.
correct, yeah. She got a problem about someone who took it to a judge and judge agreed.
Right, but saying the reasoning now is just gonna waste more time.
Unless we are looking at specific events, like who's actually by convicted felon. I get that. So where are you trying to go with it?
I was just asking her why she didn't want to conspiracy.
Okay, it actually you already answered that. You said basically totality, you know, evidence and you testify to the.
Yes.
Yeah, the cell phone extractions, all the data that she's already testified to. But I'm gonna stand again.
Sorry, I'm gonna. You also obtained all the defense for which you charged with murder, felony murder, etc. You also charged them under the gang.
Yes.
Okay, and how did you come to the conclusion that the defendants were members of the, what material did you consult?
There's a variety of factors review, whether it's submission, or, other people giving information to people members of the gang that are, reliable informants.
And did you?
And if you're not, if we can't identify you as a member of a gang, if you can demonstrate how far a membership or a close relationship with members of the gang will be labeled as associate appropriately as an associate. And for each defendant, I selected a different piece of evidence to show either the relationship with the gang, the submission in the gang, or identify the gang.
And did you obtain information from social media that informed you in that regard?
Social media, phone tracking, wire calls. These areas we have our disposal for identification.
Did you provide me with the excerpts from social media that were instructive as to whether or not they were affiliated with the gang or instructive regarding the gang, what affiliation to the part of the gang?
Yes.
It's a power subset.
Excuse me.
Commissioner, what's your honor? Now, with Viveritto, I am about to give you a multi-page document that's been marked for purposes of identification. You recognize that? And how did it?
These are some of the physical files that we are part of.
The exhibit, what are they?
And relationship or either membership or affiliation.
And what are these, like, what do they?
For visual attention, social media, it could be photo, it could be conversation.
Okay, so this, actually, the social media term?
Yeah,
Okay, so they could be photos and videos, or perhaps like written transcripts, correct?
correct.
And are these images that are included within today's exhibit here, the exact visual copy or copies of social media contained during the investigation? Could they have been altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
At this time, the state moves to the amendment of Exhibit K.
Mr. Kevin? Okay. Ms. Guess?
No objection for the purpose of the hearing, Your Honor, but we would ask that we are able to specify the actual date that he's in this information was, contained in the wrong text.
Okay, guys, I'm going to show you a video here. Since this is like so boring. Hold on, I'm gonna present this video here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna show this one here since we're kind of bored. I got all the videos to show you guys. Video clip.
Are these, slide 33, is this just body cam footage that depicts the sites of the vehicle or the incidents where the vehicles were recovered?
31 depicts the Maxima being recovered at 2190 Verbena, and 33 will depict an Infiniti Q50 that investigator Hulse had identified as traveling with both the white and gray Nissan Maximas.
And it too was recovered at 2190 Verbena?
Yes, it was initially recovered at 2190 Verbena. The video you're looking at now is when it was brought across the street to the shopping center so it could be loaded onto the tow truck.
Oh, okay. Now, slide 34, where did you find these images?
I got these images from Mr. Caldwell's Instagram records.
And what do they depict?
They are pictures from the scene of the little baby video shooting that happened on May 14th that we referenced earlier when I was on direct. He's taking pictures at the crime scene and sending them to somebody.
Okay, and on what day were these pictures taken, if you were able to tell?
I can't tell when they were taken, but I know they were sent the day after, or it would be late in the late hours of the 14th, so a few hours after the actual incident happened on the 14th.
And these were pictures that were actually photographed by Mr. Caldwell, or were they just in his phone?
They're sent from his Instagram to other people, but that's consistent with where we'd see Mr. Caldwell usually.
Okay. Now, slide 35, what is this?
This is a photo from body cam where the gray Nissan Maxima that was involved in the incident was eventually recovered at 175 Ridge Avenue.
And how was the gray, this Maxima, involved in the incident?
This was one of the vehicles that's at Spark Street.
So one of the two vehicles that traveled there?
Correct.
All right, please continue.
And you can see there's distinct damage to the roof of the vehicle on the slide, and it was recovered. A homeowner or construction workers came to a vacant home and found it parked in the driveway. It was stolen from the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport.
And was there anything significant about the recovery of the vehicle or the location where it was recovered?
It was in close proximity to areas that Tradon and Marcus Crawford are known to frequent.
Okay. So at this point, the vehicles, you were at this point able to associate the two vehicles that were utilized in the homicide with locations frequented by the defendant?
I don't know. Investigator Hulse had associated the Infiniti with the white Nissan Maxima and the gray one. The gray one was recovered at Ridge Avenue, and the white one was recovered elsewhere.
Okay. And this did you make this right here?
I did.
And why did you make this, and how does it aid in your testimony?
To
You're
show-
on slide 36.
To show the proximity of where the vehicle was recovered to the residence of record for both Trayvon Crawford and Marcus Crawford, and a home previously historically associated with at least Trayvon on Ridge Avenue.
And it says, let's see, 0.45 miles, gray Nissan recovery is from the current residence of record for Trayvon Crawford and Marcus Crawford, and you put that distance in there?
I did.
Okay. And as far as you know, that's accurate, 0.45 miles?
As far as I know, yes.
All right. All right, and here on slide 39, where did you find this Instagram image right here?
If you go back up to 38, it comes from a Crime Stoppers tip that was received on July 6th.
All right, and what was the nature of that Crime Stoppers tip?
It was a tip that we received that was consistent with all the information we were gathering and looking through, that that the shooting at the video shoot is what kicked off a series of violent events, and that the gentlemen were looking for J-Shot when they traveled out to 1043 Spark Street, and that's what led to the shooting at the apartment complex.
Okay, so while you were looking over all this social media and that you've testified about so far, you testified previously, earlier during your direct, that you obtained a wiretap.
I did.
So, and that was on July 10th?
I did.
Okay. And so about 8 days after the murder is when you obtained the wiretap?
Correct, but I think you may have skipped slide 37.
That's a NIBIN lead notification. What is this? What did this, and how did this inform your investigation?
Our crime lab conducted NIBIN testing on the shell casings at the location of the homicide. One shell casing at the scene came back to a aggravated assault from February of 2023, where a gentleman was shot in the face on Bankhead Highway. And when I began to look into that case and read the investigator's case notes, one of the suspects that was named in that case, the Instagram page that was provided was I'm Just Lee, which I know is to be the Instagram account associated with Ali Caldwell.
Okay. Now, was Mr. Caldwell ever charged with this incident?
He was not. I believe the investigator inactivated the case due to the victim not being responsive.
What personal knowledge was there that Mr. Caldwell was involved in this prior incident of any note?
I guess the victim's aunt had, the victim was incapacitated due to his injuries, and the victim's aunt had said that he had been either attacked or pistol whipped the day before and was having issues, and they provided the Instagram account belonging to Ali Caldwell to the investigators and said this was a suspect, and the investigator noted that the pictures on the Instagram account matched the description of the passenger that fired the shots from the back seat.
Okay. So he was deemed a person of interest based on the prior difficulties between the victim and Mr. Caldwell in that case?
Correct.
Okay. So you started the wiretap on July 10th, 2024.
Correct.
And you started providing us with an oral summary of some of the calls that you obtained or listened to during that wiretap. How long did that wiretap last?
The wiretap on Mr. Sanders lasted from July 10th, 2024 to January 1st, 2025, so approximately 6 months.
And did you wiretap anybody else during your investigation apart from just Mr. Sanders?
Yes.
And who was that?
A gentleman named Altavius Jackson. He goes by the moniker Hot.
All right. And did you provide me with those wiretap calls prior to the hearing today?
I did.
All right. The selection of the wiretap calls. Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor.
Granted.
Now, Detective, I'm about to hand you a DVD that's been marked for purposes of identification as State's Exhibit H. Please examine that DVD disc. Do you recognize it?
I do.
And how do you recognize it?
This should be the disc that all of the relevant wiretap calls were downloaded to.
Okay. So not the full contents of the months-long wiretap investigation, but the calls that you deemed were the most relevant for today's purposes.
Correct.
And are the calls that are written to this disk, the sound files, are they exact digital copies of the sound files that were recorded during the wiretap investigation?
Yes.
So they haven't been altered or manipulated in any way?
No.
All right, at this time, the state moves to the admission of Exhibit H.
Mr. Tavis,
No objection for the purpose of this hearing.
Ms. Guest.
No objection for the purpose of this.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Stewart.
Yes, Your Honor, just under the foundation, Your Honor, this witness hasn't laid out how she recognized the business, so we just have to lay that foundation.
All right, just go ahead, find out, ask her the question.
All right. You said you recognized the disk labeled Exhibit H. How did you recognize it?
You presented it to me in preparation for, and I was able to review it in preparation for this hearing.
All right, so did you review the contents of the disk?
Yes.
And are the contents of the disk, are they what you said they were?
Yes.
And they have been altered?
No.
Okay.
No objection.
All right, then it will be admitted without objection. Thank you.
Okay, Investigator Viveritto, so permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes, granted.
All right. Now, Investigator Viveritto, if we can start with call 817. What can you tell us about that call?
Call 817 is one of the calls we caught earlier in the investigation or intercepted, during which it's a pretty lengthy call. It's between Mr. Sanders and what would eventually become wire target number 2, Mr. Jackson. They discuss a variety of topics. When we get to about the 15-minute mark, they begin to discuss what is believed to be the incident at Spark Street.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Know who it was.
Starting here at about 19 minutes, you're saying 15 minutes would be a better place to start?
I'm not sure I have the exact timestamp.
Okay, well, we'll just start here at 19 minutes into the call and 55 seconds. If you could, first of all, tell us who the parties are to the call?
Keontae Sanders and Altavius Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when they took a lot of shit along with that, you know what I'm saying?
Who's the gentleman that was speaking right there?
Right there, that's going to be Mr. Jackson.
Okay.
So I don't really know how it is, man. With it. Come on, man, go on out there, bro. But the nigga out there, he's supposed to know that though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, but we gonna keep our ear open, and then we gonna keep our ear open, and then we gonna network within the city. You know what I'm saying? So you can't call yourself a big dog, bro. You can't call it if you don't know a nigga from every side. Where we go? They gonna be something I don't give a fuck what hood we gonna chill, be a nigga be like, hey, look what? Oh shit, I know 8, so I know 9. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that shit, hey, bro, nigga let that shit get too out of hand. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yo, we did because the first time a nigga see 22 towards our way, we gonna react like a nigga shot that nigga on the second towards our way. Right. So you let that shit go on for time, so it would happen. You know what I'm saying? You know what they're called. Like, there was a nigga talking to what was that? There was the first time that shit happened. Y'all niggas supposed to sit everything down there and act it and let niggas know like they do it. You can't do what's gonna happen. Right. But then if a nigga if you sit back and clan down about a bullet, that what happened, bro. Yeah. No problem. Like, hell no, so that how I look at that shit. Like, bro, I ain't heard about that shit, cause I just won't get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't want these prisoners that need get back, but they don't know what they doing. Yeah, nah, cuz. Damn, you ain't calling. You got the iPhone gone, you said no. Huh? You lost your iPhone then. Yeah. Yeah, damn. But, yeah, I know you already heard that dumbass shit. Yeah. No, I ain't like that. But get what though, that'll be worth for nigga time though. That work for nigga time. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. I would have loved that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make this shit spit out. I'm gonna make this shit spit out and then but $100 bill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, hey, yeah, but get what, bro? But you know, it take pressure, bro. Like, not. I'm talking about on the return tab. Yeah. Shit. But you know how this shit go, though. Yeah. I like bro, you know, bro, anybody, hey, look, I ain't going up no nigga doing that now, bro. You see on down here, these niggas did that shit straight murder. I'm down here trying to get these niggas stepped on every.
All right. So, what did we hear during that call?
Objection, the evidence speaks for itself.
How did that call, if I may respond, Your Honor, I can rephrase the question. What did you do after hearing that call?
We transcribed it and noted it. That was one of the calls that led to the wiretap for Mr. Jackson.
Okay, because he was one of the parties to the call.
Correct.
All right, now you next, there was a call 2357 that you listened to that was intercepted during the wiretap?
Correct.
What was the date and time of that phone call?
It should be, I have slides that I created. You have to.
All right, well, let's do this then.
I want to say, I believe July 17th, but I don't want to misspeak. Okay, there we go.
Okay, and so July.
All right, guys, I am going to end this. I have quite a few more video footage I'm going to play for you guys tomorrow. I just have to go to bed now because I have to get up early in the morning. So I'll scrub all the videos and then I'll play them tomorrow for you guys to be able to hear the wiretap. I just wanted to play it both ways for you guys, audio alone as well as the videos. The reason why is because we don't want to, I want to make sure that the cameraman did not capture her at all. So that's why I have to view it first before I actually show it to you guys. Okay. It's just, to protect the camera person. I wasn't the camera person, but I just want to make sure there's nothing, because I want her to have a fit on the videos. Okay. So, if you guys give me tomorrow afternoon, I will show it to you guys tomorrow afternoon, all the ones that I haven't shown yet. And you guys have a great night. Don't forget, X, come over to YouTube and hit the like button. Give me a view. So, because I saw it's over 800 you guys in X. Thank you guys for being here. We got to get YouTube going. X, thank you. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Oh, shout out to academics. I heard he gave me a shout out. Thank you, everybody that have given me a shout out. I am in the courtroom. They didn't finish today. They're gonna continue on Monday, and I will have more footage for you guys on Monday. But today we have enough footage for the rest. The audio, I still got a whole hour and a half of audio left over. And I did not bring my SD card, so I had to utilize the pool person's link to download these videos. So I didn't have my own stuff. So Monday, hopefully I have my own. I won't forget and I'll be able to play it for you guys. But I'll go ahead on and continue tomorrow. So you guys have a great night. Thank you again. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family.
family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment